Hello, Hannah. Soul Dr. Nick here. And today is January 26th, 2025. And this is my Daily Musings. And so grateful to be here. And just a reminder, this really isn't for public consumption. And if you decide to, that's your choice. There's going to be some ranting, some ravings, some ramblings, and everything else in between. And so today, I acknowledge that I recorded my video yesterday and I didn't get to publish it in time. So I'll be publishing 2 of them today. And honoring that, I didn't quite meet what I wanted to, but the bigger thing is I recorded it. And that's what I really want to do, is to record one every day. And as long as I still publish it, I'm good. So that's part of it too, is having the grace to see what is the main goal here. Do I suddenly collapse and go, oh shoot, I screwed up, there's no point doing anymore? Or do I notice sometimes I'm not perfect? And where the parts that I really want to do really well, safety, so important. Looking at the overall goal, continue to play the game and not be the game. Okay, it's an infinite game. So I'm still playing the game with you, playing the game with myself right now. Today, I'll be doing an Ohana breath later this morning on values and looking at it from the Dr. Demartini method, which is your values are a reflection of where you're actually spending your time and energy, what's around you, what you think about, what you learn about, what you're inspired by, instead of this nebulous kind of, oh, I value presence or authenticity and stuff like that. Not that that isn't important, that's really served me before, but looking at values this way has helped me give me a practical aspect to it and say, okay, what do I actually value? What's going on? What am I aware of in my life right now? And then from there, I get to choose, how do I want to shift that if I do? And I'll be talking about my own in a second as well. And then what I've been doing every morning is, aside from the daily musings and the practice, even the practice before leaving this video message for myself, is a practice for the things that I'm going to be delivering today. Yesterday, I practiced my breath online ceremony with Judy and her apprenticeship team. And then it was such an amazing breath when we actually did it. It was clear, it was concise, it was impactful. We were doing it online, but she felt like I was there in person. The music felt connected, like it was exactly what I wanted to be. And I'm grateful for these steps that I'm placing in myself to keep improving, to keep noticing. And what helps is that during the practice, I let myself completely ramble, go in any way, be silly. And then during the breath, whatever wants to come up, even if it's the same stuff, is fine. But there's so much that wasn't there that I said earlier that I probably just needed to get out. I needed to get out for me. And that's part of it as well. What is it for me and what is it for everyone else? And it's the parts that are for me and for everyone else. That's fantastic. Because every time I'm leading these, I'm also learning, and that's part of it. So my values, the highest one is my own consciousness, my own self-development, my own enjoyment even of this life, my own experience of this life, because I was taking a look going, what is the point of life? Is it to serve? Is it to sacrifice it? All these things. Like, I think it's to experience life from this perspective. And I'm getting to experience it more and more, and I'm getting to have more and more insights and different ways of looking at the framework of life by continuing to expand my own consciousness and look at it that way. And I use David Hawkins' map of consciousness, and I just came across Dr. Demartini's own map of consciousness as well. And just noticing, how do I get to that point of balance of seeing the positive and negative and everything? And that's the practice. So that's number one. And that's partly because I can see in the mornings, even this, how much time I spend on the enemas, on the listening, on the meditations, on the breathing, on all these components of my life that are for me, by me, through me. And then second value is really family. And I realize that because the thing that I'm around most really is my son. My beloved's there too, but really he's helped guide that to make family the thing. My beloved, my son, and my cat. And then from there as well, my biological family. I am bringing them closer in, including my in-laws, because A, there's a lot of love, and B, they're the best way for me to learn about myself and my beloved and our patterns from a third-party perspective, because most of who I am unless I'm conscious of it, is unconsciously downloaded from my parents. Not to blame or judge, it's just looking at the framework of who I am and learning from it and saying, is this who I want to be right now? How is this serving me? How is this not serving me? And then from there, it expands to my Ohana, speaking with you, my spiritual family, because there is such a connection there. There's such a recognition that we came to this consciousness again together. And how are we supporting, serving, loving each other up, and even challenging each other and triggering each other? And all of that is in service. And so my third value is the work. So Ohana breath, Ohana sage, doing these breathwork sessions, doing these recordings, doing the Ohana sage and the journeys and the sacred immersions and all of this stuff. And the building of the business, and I'm recognizing that now too. I'm listening to more business podcasts. I'm learning how to be a leader. I'm learning how to work with other people because I want to found something that's beyond me. And I love that the framework now is not 5, 10, 20 years, but what do I want to leave the legacy of 1,000 years after I'm gone, 40 generations. And that brings me to the fourth value, which it's really been a work in progress to raise and elevate it, which is financial wealth. Because that allows for more development, self-development, more for the family, more for the business, and more for this legacy. And how do I actually spend more time being conscious of the finances, being conscious of creating the structure so it's automatic, savings, investings, tools that are just automatic, not just the speculative stuff. And also the speculative stuff, the stuff that inspires me to invest in assets where we have symbiosis. So all of that ties back in. And those are the current values. There's so many other ways of being in this world right now. And I can recognize that. Like when I look at social, I get so much social already out of the first 4 that I'm not trying to create more social just for the sake of social. Like before I used to go to Comic-Con or go on different kinds of trips or want to do things like go-karting, things like that. I'm like, those are great. And right now in this current season of life, I'm trying something different. And the worst they'll do is I'll go back to. And that's a big part of things. Even right now, like I'm choosing my own consciousness first, leaving these blue blockers on because on this video, I'm like, it's my video for me, rambling a little bit. So I don't need to try to engage you more by having that be there. And taking my time to see what else there is. So what else there is becoming a key person of influence. Not trying to be an influencer, influence for its own sake, but a key person of influence in the places I want to be. Whether it's now consciousness, breath, leader of spiritual business, and developing my own health. Not for the biohacking world of saying I'm trying to prove something to someone else. I'm going to live this long, anything else, because let's come back to the honesty of it all. I have no idea where my exit point's going to be. Watching the show Shogun right now, it's like they're in feudal Japan and an earthquake could take anyone at any time, and they're remembering that. It's like, we have no idea when we are born, when we'll die, and that's okay. We live our life in every moment. And right now, it's living my life in every moment and choosing to optimize my life as much as I can without making the optimization be the thing. And that's what I can see about someone like Brian Johnson, although that's probably one of his values, and that's okay. I just have a different path. And my path is, how do I enjoy the optimization as well? That's, people ask me, how do you do the enemas every day straight? It's because I actually enjoy it. How do I do the breath? Because I enjoy it. How do I do the hape even medicine, which feels like it's burning? Like I remember the first time I did it in 2019, I believe it was. Oh, I did not like it at all. Why would anyone spray this tobacco-based stuff up your nose and have it burn? And there was a glimmer of possibility. Ooh, there's an insight there. And then I got it again in the beginning of 2020. And it's like, oh, there's an insight here. And then being guided to it, and then doing it regularly, and then stepping back from it and making it ceremonial every time. And it's just noticing the transition points. And that's part of it right now for me. I love the insight that we got from, I think his name is Mark Wong in Osprey Lake. He had a sign that said the Wong Way. And we were debating whether we should move out of the city at the time. And he said, why not? The worst you do is move back. And we did that. And that was fantastic. And every single experience has been a teaching point. It's the same as moving regularly. We're realizing our home really is where our heart is, that we can keep developing it. And then moving the furniture within the home recently. Oh, we can have a new home every time we move the furniture inside of it. So how do we redecorate whenever we want without making it a good or bad thing that we're redecorating? And how do we get to that and keep holding that vision of the excitement? Oh, I can't wait for people to help. I love that my beloved just says, I can't wait to have a driver. I'm like, I can't wait for you to have one too. Because wouldn't it be great to support someone being able to do what they love? Because whoever we're going to support doing that is going to be doing it because they love doing it, not because they just need to do it for paycheck to paycheck. And that's part of what I've realized for me. A lot of the times when we have people in our lives that are close to us, that spend a lot of time with us, it's because they want to be there. And being in each other's orbit serves us. And how do we look at that kind of relationship now? Because part of it I think we've lost sight of in this digital world is that we want to surround ourselves physically with those who really inspire us and we inspire. And being conscious of that. And knowing right now for myself that it's a practice because it's been a while. In the olden days, it was easier because everyone was in that pattern. We've lost sight of that. So right now it takes a different kind of effort to have that conscious relationship. Because there is a part where no one's sure of what the commitment is, right? Is someone just going to move away? Am I going to create this beautiful social structure and then have people to choose themselves? And that's part of life right now. Whether it's my Ohana Brotherhood, my men's mastermind group, both of whom don't live within an hour drive of me now. And then other groups that I've had which are online, or other friends that I've had who are further and further away physically. And that's okay. Every time someone moves away right now provides me opportunity to complete that space with someone else. And right now, what's been the real driving force is to remind me, how do I actually make that filled with my immediate family? Almost a slowness right now, and there's a little bit of a weakness, if I want to look at that way, in the system, a tiredness, a fatigue, is to have me slow down and reevaluate and get resupported in different ways. I'm going to try different things coming up this year. Juicing is probably going to be one of the big things. And that's what I'm looking into right now, getting myself a juicer. And there's so many more components, and I'm getting supported at doing that because there's a lot of stops that I have to actually following through. That's the other piece of the values. I can see it's like, if I could have already figured it out, I would have. So the things that aren't done yet, can I actually get the help for them? So, I wish you well today, the 26th of January, 2025. I look forward to doing this breath. I look forward to whoever joins it live, whoever joins the recording. And I look forward to all that's being laid down for the foundational package for the next 1,000 years, and really enjoying this moment right here. Ciao for now.